Hello everyone, this is Mac here, bringing you my Aero Racing League qualifying for the Circuit of the Americas. So I set a 139.1 as my best lap so far on prime tyres. So it's not the best I could do, so I'm going to aim for a low 1 minute 38 as we go around the final corner here. And I'm just about to better that time, yep, by almost 10th. So you can see Carpet there, he set quite a dominant pole position. 137.455, opening DRS here, using a bit of the curves, the rear end of the car stepping out quite a bit, closing the curves now, going through the S's. Qualifying's now ending almost, so gonna need to get it slapping quick, and I'm on low fuel I think, and these tyres are slightly used. So I go half a tenth or half a second down on the leader, going into this main straight here. So what I'm going to talk about here is the schedule of this. You may notice that this isn't actually the first real race of the season, as that would be Australia, so we've mixed it around a bit, putting exciting races across the whole of the schedule instead of just focusing it on the first races, because there's not many schedules who actually finish their entire schedule, if you know what I mean. So I was locking up there, going into that corner. We're now going to go into this very nice long 3 apex corner, and hopefully I will better my time. Got 139.1 to beat, and we're running out of fuel. A little bit curves left, we're going to use that in the last corner right here, opening the DRS quite early, using the curves and hoping that we get a better time, and I set a 138.2, so it's not bad, 8 tenths up on my previous time, and that gives me 4th, and I think better of doing another lap here. So here I am sitting in the cockpit of my Ferrari, and I was wondering here what fuel strategy to go for, and I eventually decided to go for normal, as this would prevent me from basically running out of fuel at the end, in theory. So we're just about to start the race here. Hope I do well. So here I am sitting in 4th place behind the Caterham of 0 and in front of the Red Bull of Hezron, and 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we're away, instantly going to rear brake balance to stop locking up, and the Red Bull getting quite feisty there, and I lock up quite a lot going into the first corner, sadly taking out Carpet. Going through into the S's here, my teammate Fab is right in front of me, and it looks like Carpet is looking very feisty behind me. Fab goes wide, and I attempt to take him around the outside, but locking up, I hit him a bit there, locking up quite a lot, and I lose the position to Carpet. Looks like he had quite a bad race, and I also lose the place to the Lotus there. So we're going into the main straight now, hoping to gain more positions, and you can see it goes wide. I tried to brake and I accidentally hit him. I get a penalty, that's fine. I'll just need to go a bit faster later in the race to stop the damage to my time. So we're still in 4th place after the first turn incident, going quite wide there after locking up. I think that's because of the heavy fuel load in the car. And we're going into these very tight corners here, with Hezron in the Red Bull straight in front of me, and we have Talisma, Carpet's teammate, right behind me, and I predict that Carpet will get quite a good position in this race. He is quite a good racer. I was in a previous league with him and he won most of the races there, so he probably has good hopes going into this. And we have the Caterham in front of me, looks like he's been overtaken. quite a few cars go wide there. I think that's because of the fuel load in their cars. And someone's mounting an attack up front. So that lap time didn't get counted, obviously because I had a penalty. And this Silver is looking very feisty behind me, so I'll have to use some of my curves. And hopefully by lap 3 I should be out of his DRS range, because DRS is quite powerful on this track because of the long straight. And it looks like the car in front of me has made a mistake, so I'll look to capitalise on that. Don't cut that corner because it's quite easy to cut. And I might have DRS here. I'm not sure if I'm a second behind. I might be a bit far back, and I lock up going into that corner. So nope, I don't have it. The cars behind do, I think. I'm not sure. And my teammates managed to get past the Silver. That's good news. So we are now in 4th and 5th positions. 2 Ferraris, and also there's a bit of action up front. And hopefully my teammate doesn't ram me off, but I did kind of ram some people off accidentally. That incident wasn't due to me, but it was due to my locking up of my brakes. So we now head on to lap 3. The Red Bull of Hezarun is quite close in front of me. I'm not sure, but I think his tyres are going off on lap 3. That's quite bad for him. And looks like we are just going to better our time and mount an attack on Hezarun, but our wheels touch due to lag and I can't make an attack. We've still got our teammate behind me, and I think I'll get this car in the DRS zone. Carpet sets the fastest lap. That's kind of predictable. He does have a very fast setup. Locking up quite a lot though due to the grass on my tyres. That's quite a problem going through the S's. But I should be fine here, as I do have DRS at some point, as I am a second behind the next car. And the Caterham is not far in front. I might be able to get him as well. So I activate the DRS using all my curves to catch him, and I'm definitely going to overtake him here. He's just staying in the middle, not really defending, so I'd easy pass there. And we now have Ryder PX in front of me in the Caterham. He also has a very fast setup. And that arrow got very close to my car. I'm not sure if there's contact there. There might have been. Now I'll have to defend quite a lot. I'm leaving a gap open for him there. He doesn't seize the opportunity. And this marks the end of lap 4. So we're now on lap 7. I've moved myself into 3rd position, which is quite good. And we have Carpet right behind me, and he's going to use DRS. So we're going to employ the little DRS trick right here. We go wide, then we come back, and this way we have DRS and they do not. So we will go faster than them probably. But he uses his curves, so the DRS trick doesn't work here. And my teammate and the Red Bull car of Hezarun both have DRS, which isn't good. And Fab makes a good attack up my inside, locking up quite a lot. We now have the Red Bull behind me and the teammate in front of me. The Red Bull tries to squeeze through, but that's not going to work really. So I'm defending quite a bit, and I lock up quite a lot. Almost hit the back of my teammate. That would have been disastrous. And he has dropped back. I'm not sure if he's lacking pace or something, but our tyres are in a good state. We're hoping to pit on lap 15, something like that. But we now put up the mix to mix 3 in order to catch my teammate. So we're now on lap 12, and I am looking to pit as my tyres have rapidly degraded. I'm not sure why, if the camber was too intense or something, but they have degraded, so I need new tyres. We're going to pit for option tyres here, and hope that I don't get out in traffic, but the likelihood is that I will be getting out in traffic. As you can see on the mini map, so we're just choosing option tires there, hoping that the Ferrari team will have a quick pit stop, as that will kind of favour me in my battle when I come out of the pits, which is kind of evident. I'm gonna lose roughly 3 places, but you can see we're in a 1-2, Ferrari 1-2, which is very good at the moment, and I think Fab is just about to pit in a few laps anyway. So we're now down to 4th. We're probably going to go down to 5th, I'm not sure. Going into standard mix in order to get a faster exit. And we can see the Sauber of Carpet coming right up. Is that the Sauber? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's the Red Bull of Hezron. And he has come right up, and he's going to look to overtake me on my cold tyres. Not helped by the situation, stepping my tyres into the grass, which is going to lose grip. And he's caught right up. He's probably going to use the DRS on me. I might use the DRS trick here. Yes, I do. And he's on newer tire. No, not newer tires. Warmer tires. I almost hit him there, locking up. I think that was a bit of lag there. I'm going to use the rest of my curves and DRS, which I also have, to catch up on him, hoping to get into his slipstream, which I have. Going to the inside, he hasn't defended very well there, and now he is mounting a counter-attack. I lock up there due to the cold tyres, and I now have the Caterham of Ryder in front of me, but also a car to defend from. And I go a bit wide there, leave a gap for him, which he should have, but once again he backs out of that. I'm not sure if his car lacked pace this weekend, but it looks like it did. So we're now catching on the Caterham of Ryder and the Sauber of what looks like Carpet. So we're on the main straight now. I'm going to hopefully use all my, well, most of my cars once I get past the line. I've got new tyres, so I should be faster than these cars. And closing right up into them here. It's looking like a good battle that's going to happen. And we're going to head through the S's here. Hopefully I should gain on them even more, so that I'm a second within them in order to get DRS. And I set, as you can see, a purple sector there, which means I'm the fastest in that sector so far in the race. Going through these nice little corners, and he is slowed down quite a bit, backing off a little there so that he can be in front, so I can get DRS. And he is going to absolutely have no chance here once I have DRS. So I'm not going to use all my curves, because that would just be a waste. Going to the inside once again. DRS is very powerful, so I do use it quite a lot in this race to gain quite a lot of positions, and I'm now catching on Carpet. And Ryder goes wide behind me. I think that was because of bad tyres or something. He was very wide in front of me, and I'm now 0.6 seconds behind, so that's a very good position to be in. I've got 2 laps extra of fuel, which is good, and hopefully I should take him in the next few laps. I'm in a good position here to maybe get a podium, as well as a front row place with my teammate, who's doing quite well. So we now go on to lap 16. There is a driver we've not seen much of, the McLaren driver Andre from Romania, and he's looking quite a bit sluggish. So we've still got 2 laps extra. We're on these not that new, they're quite warm tyres, but they are relatively fast. But we are looking to overtake this car in front, but we do have to be aware of lag, which may cause a lag crash, which are quite bad, because you will get a penalty for them. And he does seem to be lagging quite a bit and locking up quite a bit, so I'm just going to maintain a car's length behind. He goes wide. I try to avoid him, and he will have the DRS though, which is quite bad. So he will get past, but he has been passed by what looks like the Caterham of Ryder, but they are quite a bit back, so they shouldn't be able to overtake using DRS, but they are closing up quite a lot here. I'm going to the inside to protect and don't lock up there, which is good. Getting a good exit from this corner, going to this sort of technical section, sector 3, sorry. And he is very, very close behind me. He's probably going to get me in the main straight, if not the pit straight when it comes to DRS. But these tires, I'm going a bit New Zealandish there. These tires are going to go off pretty quickly because they are the softer tire. So I'm going to have to look out for them. See, they're a bit orange there. So maybe 4 or 5 laps I'll have to pit. You can see the white arrow behind. It is catching on me, and I now have my teammate in front of me. I think he's pitted, so he is now on the podium, but he should be a pit stop ahead of the next few cars. So it's looking good for Team Ferrari here. We have cars in 3rd position and 4th position. I've got my car in 4th, and we have Ryder behind me, keeping a good length, a good distance behind me. He will have DRS, and he will definitely use it, so I'm going to use all my curves to get away from him. And he doesn't look to be gaining very much. Well, he is actually. And he's looking to go around the outside, possibly undercut me, which he has done. And he's on my outside again. He's going to undercut me again. Hopefully go around my outside, but it's defend well. And I'm going very, very, very defensive here, locking up a bit so that he can't get me around my outside, but he gets a better exit going through the inside of his triple apex corner. And he takes the position. A little bit of contact there, but that's fine. So it's good racing for both of us. He goes defensive into this corner. I'm going to hopefully try to get him. Goes defensive again. I try and get him around the outside, but there's no room. So it's good driving from him, defending. And I'm going to look to pit very, very soon because these tyres are getting worn out. And I tried going around the outside again, but I once again run out of room and go wide, which loses me a bit of time. So as you can see now, we are on lap 20 and we are behind the Caterham of Ryder once again, but our tyres are rapidly getting degraded, so we're going to have to pit because these will not last another 8 laps or so. We're going to pit for the faster tyre once again. As Ryder goes very, very wide there, big mistake by him, and I'm hopefully going to get him through this corner here, maybe around the outside, possibly on the inside. A bit of contact there as he brakes a little bit, but we have to look out for that 10-second penalty which I had from the start. So no, we're not going to dive into the pits here. We will do that next lap. He undercuts me very well. Oh, I almost contact him. I'll let him through there. Our tyres are getting very, very bad. So I'm going to look to the inside here, locking up quite a lot going in. Risky move. It's probably using quite a lot of my tyres, but I do get in front of him. I possibly should have timed this better as he now has DRS, which he can use at any point on the main straight. But teammate is in 3rd. That's good position for the team. But I just need to hold up this car as much as possible. I go wide there. I'm not sure if that was a DRS trick or not. In hindsight, it does look like a DRS trick. But now Andre has DRS, and I'm not sure if I have DRS on Ryder right now. I probably will, but I don't have any cars, so catching up to this car in front will be tricky. Hopefully I manage it though. It's still have 2 extra laps of fuel, which is good. And I don't manage to catch up, but I am in a distance where I can overtake him. Yeah, I can see here I'm sliding a bit as my tires get very, very bad. I think they're bright orange just now, so we're going to go in for the faster tire. So we now skip to lap 21. As you can see, I'm going in for my final pit stop for the softer option tires in order to extend my gap to Hezron, who's 2 positions behind Andre in the McLaren. And this will be to limit the effect of that penalty which I had from the start, as I don't want to lose positions due to that. I want to stay in 5th place. That's going to be my goal for the end of the race. And as you can see, Andre will be appearing any second now. There he is. And I lock up going in here. Kind of inevitable going into that corner with new tires, new cold tires. He will have DRS on me, which is not good for me, as I need to maintain as big a gap as possible, but these new tires should enable me to overtake him quite easily in the next few laps. So we're going through using most of our curves in order to get a bigger gap to him. So we're not going to have any for the main straight. We go a bit wide there. That's going to compromise our exit for this corner, or the straight, I mean. And you can just see the pace difference between the Ferrari and the McLaren due to DRS. So he locks up, goes a bit wide. That's going to ruin his exit. And going into this corner, we do have a lag crash. That was due to bad connection, but we're going to sort that out in the next few races. And he spins, which is unfortunate, as he was looking for a good position, so he gets overtaken by, I think it's Hezron behind him, which is quite bad. So we now head on to the last lap, final few corners in the last lap. You can see the Lotus of Glenn in front of me. He's had quite a disappointing race, but he is quite new to league racing overall, so he should improve. He gets out of the way quite nicely there, thanks to him. And Hezron is 13 seconds behind, so the penalty that I had from the start of the race will not have any effect on my final position. Carpet takes the race win, which is good. And I weave a bit because I was pretty happy with the position I was in. And I think, yep, my teammate Fab finishes in second. That was quite good. I'm not sure how far behind he was from Carpet. Zero in the Caterham takes third, good for him. And I take 5th. So we're now going to look at the Drivers' Championship, the Constructors' Championship as well. So Carpet, he's obviously leading since he won the first race of the season. Fab's second, my teammate's second. Zero's third, and so on and so on. I'm in there 5th with 10 points. But if you take a look at the Constructors' Championship, on the other hand, Ferrari are leading, which is good for us. We're ahead by 1 point from Caterham, and Carpet's team Sauber is in 3rd on 26 points, it looks like. And so this is going to be interesting for the next race, which will take place in Canada. So I hope to see you there. I'm going to do a bit of practice for that race in the meanwhile. And if you liked this video, remember to like, comment and subscribe, usual jazz. And I'll see you in Canada. Goodbye.